liquid that will become a needle. Hope not only for diabetics. Is there a chance that needle-free insulin injections will soon be available for people with diabetes? Scientists are getting closer to developing such a painless method, which of course could also be extended to other patients. However, several questions remain open. People with type 1 diabetes must administer the hormone insulin subcutaneously at least several times a day. This allows you to avoid high levels of glucose in the blood, which increases, for example, when a person eats, i.e. provides energy from carbohydrates, proteins and fats. In people with type 1 diabetes, the pancreas can no longer regulate this high sugar level because, as a result of the disease, it stops producing insulin. Therefore, insulin therapy becomes the only method of treatment. It involves administering the hormone subcutaneously, using a pen, syringe, resembling a pen, or an insulin pump. A pen is injected with each hormone administration, while an insulin pump allows the infusion set to be placed in the body less frequently. On average, once every 3 days, a cannula is inserted into the body, arm, buttock, thigh, abdomen or lower back, using a small needle, which is withdrawn immediately after the application of the so-called injections. In this case, insulin is administered through a cannula and a tube attached to the pump. As with other injections, this practice is also relatively burdensome and causes negative emotions, especially in the youngest patients. It cannot be called completely painless either. For years, scientists have been working to make the subcutaneous delivery of medicinal preparations, not only insulin, painless. This would not only eliminate the fear of pricking, but would also ensure that the skin would remain undamaged, and adhesions and hardening associated with repeated injections would not have a chance to appear at all. Moreover, it would be a great relief for our environment, because approximately 44 million needles are used around the world every day, and they must be disposed of in a strictly defined manner as medical waste. In the direction of Professor David Fernandez Rivers, a bioengineer from the University of Twente in the Netherlands, in a research project that received funding from EU funds, is to make the liquid become a needle, i.e., make fluids get under the skin using pressure, not a needle. The technique known as bubble gun is currently being refined. The project is scheduled to be completed at the end of 2024. And what exactly is it? With the bubble gun, a laser beam is directed at the liquid medication in the glass cartridge, heating it until it boils and forms a bubble. This bubble grows until it squeezes fluid at high speeds, 30 to 100 meters per second, out of the tube and, in the case of medicine, into the skin. Instead of piercing the skin like a needle, the medicine is pushed between the skin cells. This limits damage to both the skin and the cells beneath it, according to an article in Horizon magazine. As explained by Dr. ji6Rk from the Department of Pharmaceutical Biophysics, Jagiellonian University Medical College, the idea of this method is based on the use of laser light, which allows obtaining very high power densities. Thanks to this, the energy delivered in a short time to the glass cartridge placed next to the skin causes rapid local evaporation of the medicine contained in it. The high pressure in the resulting gas bubble causes the drug molecules to be pushed through a small hole in the cartridge, through the intercellular spaces into the body, explains Dr. Kobierski. In the future, the method being developed could serve not only diabetics, but also other people who, for example, are afraid of injections. Removing pain and fear during the injection process will have a major impact on many people suffering from needle phobia, sums up Professor Rivers. The scientist emphasizes that many vaccines will work equally well if they are introduced between the layers of the skin. Currently, they are most often administered intramuscularly, from where the dose penetrates the bloodstream. Scientists developing the bubble gun face a certain technical challenge. Each of us has a different thickness and type of skin. In addition, these parameters change depending on age, lifestyle. Smokers have thinner skin, or even the season, which affects the dryness or moisture of the skin. Therefore, the pressure generated by the device must be precisely adjusted to each patient. Ph.D. Jan Kobierski notes that it would be necessary to calibrate the device individually depending on the type of the patient's epidermis at a given moment. He also draws attention to the fact that another challenge may be the high temperature to which the medicinal substance is raised using a laser. In the case of some compounds, heating may be accompanied by a change in their structure, which may result in the loss of medicinal properties. And some may even become harmful, explains the scientist from the Jagiellonian University. The issue of precision of drug administration also remains to be resolved. The epidermis is a very good barrier that separates us from the external environment. I suspect that as a result, only a small part of the dose can effectively penetrate the body, wonders Drive. Kobierski. This doubt is also pointed out by Professor Fernandez-Rivers and states that the flow of fluid is needed to penetrate the skin to the appropriate depth without splashing or entering nearby tissue or material, which could unpredictably alter the dose. There is no doubt that precise control of the drug flow is necessary. Work on this is still ongoing. Laboratory experiments have been conducted since 2018 on materials imitating leather, as well as on real skin tissue. In turn, research on human tissues has been ongoing since 2022. Trials involving healthy volunteers are also scheduled to begin this year. Despite the challenges still facing scientists, Professor Fernandez-Rivers hopes that people with diabetes will be able to use a modified version of the patch using microjet technology. It would contain sensors that would constantly measure blood glucose levels and, if necessary, administer insulin. Ph.D. Jan Kobierski wonders whether this innovative method will have a chance to become universal, or whether it will be limited only to drugs that do not change their properties when heated and suitable only for therapies requiring small doses delivered to small depths. In 2017, there were 9 million people with type 1 diabetes in the world, most of them in highly developed countries.